Hello friends, I hope you are well. Welcome to Channel Techman Pat on platform YouTube, the monopoly of online video content for better and for much worse. It's that time of the week, Dirt Report time to look at the tech and telco news of the past week. So a warm welcome to you and thanks for jumping in. Make sure to like the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to support us. In today's episode, we have Optus Fallout shenanigans, Harcourts had their own cyber incident, and upload speeds soon to be at the forefront. What does that mean? Actually, should have led with that. I think that's a massive piece of news. So let's do that. Let's roll the intro and talk upload speeds on the NBN. Hunting for an internet service provider has become a bit of a sport since NBN took hold of the island's infrastructure. Well, it has never been easier to swap providers, not just because there are droves of them, but more so on the back of the ADSL days, where a swap would mean a technician out at your distribution node, making the process take weeks to months, meaning you were stuck with whoever you had at the time. And if you were with INET, for example, then you're damn lucky. Not anymore. Today, the NBN enables almost instant provider swaps, and you know what, it only takes a couple of hours. Why am I talking about the ADSL days? Well, back in the good old days, ISPs advertised the upload speed fairly often. Roughly around 2018, I noticed advertising upload speeds basically vanished. Somehow back then it seemed important, and for navigating the World Wide Web, it was and still is. Now this week, a revised paper titled Broadband Speed Claims Industry Guidance was released by the ACCC, and to many RSPs, this creates a thorn in their side, a thorny upload thorn. Bit of context, a little while back, the ACCC forced RSPs to show typical evening speeds, giving consumers a better idea of what their mediocre mixed technology NBN could manage. And while even those numbers were a little bit fluffed up, it did help. As always, the paper is linked below. Here's some experts of what it said. While information about broadband download speeds is widely available, information about upload speeds has become less visible in retail marketing. Since 2020, upload speeds have almost disappeared from much of the marketing of retail broadband services to consumers. With less transparent information about retail broadband upload speeds, when consumers rely on residential broadband services more than ever. We reviewed how our broadband speed claims industry guidance can promote more transparent information about upload speeds. Our principal finding is that retail providers should make typical busy period upload speeds information available in their broadband marketing, in a similar way to how they're already providing the information for download speeds. Now, I was a bit surprised it took them this long for upload speeds to get the same guidance as download speeds, but you know, here we are. So why has this been an issue and why has it come around now? Well, the RSPs have been chasing the highest margin plans from NBN Co. A quick example was the 100 down and 20 up plans that were added alongside the 100 down and 40 up plans that got a price bump of about $10. Most RSPs got rid of the second plan in favor of the cheaper but still comparable, bar the upload speed being half. Now, since the upload speed data is occluded most of the time, it may have in a way made the consumer think they're getting the same product, where they're not. To that point, the ACCC said at the wholesale level, retail providers now have access to additional upload speed options to provide retail broadband services. For example, NBN Co offers speeds of 25 down and 5 up and 25 10 megabits a second at the NBN 25 speed tier. In May 2020, NBN Co introduced a new product with speeds of 100 down and 20 up megabits a second at a lower price than its existing 140 megabits product. Now, some retail providers acquired the 100 down 20 up megabits products to support retail services they previously supplied using the 100 and obviously 40 up megabits a second product. Furthermore, NBN users had their plans changed to this with only an email warning, and what's worse, they priced it at the same as the outgoing plan and bumped the 100 down 40 up plan by $10. So the ACCC says, with less transparency in retail marketing and more upload speed options for retail providers to choose from to provide retail services, published download speeds are no longer a reliable indicator of the upload performance of services provided to a consumer. So NBN Co hoped adding more plan variety would help, but instead RSPs took advantage of it to get that dollar. What makes this even more frustrating for consumers is that upload speeds on fixed wireless networks are more variable over a 24-hour period than fixed line services. This is of course because the technology is more likely to be affected by congestion management practices during the busy period and is more susceptible to interruption from inherently variable factors like the weather or vegetation, trees and so on. The busiest hours in a 24-hour period for upload speeds is 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. for service providers over fixed line networks and of course fixed line wireless networks. So consumers have been complaining. Over the last 3 months, complaints about upload speeds have risen significantly. However, RSPs have replied with the sword. It's war. They're not happy. Within their responses to the ACCC, the RSPs cite upload speeds are not a problem. It would be costly to test upload speeds periodically. Also, it would congest the network if they start testing during busy periods. And many didn't even discuss the fixed wireless connections where upload speed congestion is the most significant. But wait, there's more. On fixed line services, NBN upload speeds are not as affected by congestion during busy periods compared to download speeds. That's a good thing, right? But this is only because networks are provisioned symmetrically to carry traffic in download and upload direction. The main limiting factor for many NBN users is actually the power output of their modems. But that's a story for another day because it's nowhere near the limit RSPs are setting on the upload. This means when networks are provisioned for peak download use, which is greater than upload use obviously, there is space capacity available for upload. But let's be clear, this costs RSPs money, hence, well, they're not doing it. Now, upload speeds are very important. Now, they may not be as important as download speeds because we always consume a lot of information. You could have the most insane download speed, but if your upload is low, and I mean really low, your entire experience online will be bottlenecked. Internet communication is a two-way street. Without a good upload, gaming would be rather difficult, video calls almost impossible, data uploads would take days, and even general web browsing would be at a crawl when you send things like a search to Google. Now, since the human malware pandemic, upload speeds have gained notoriety and are no longer relegated to the background, so consumers seem to care more since their lives require more of it. So what about consumers? Well, transparent information about the performance of broadband services promotes competition by helping consumers make informed decisions about the service that suits their preferences. And when a RSP is forced to show it, they will be forced to maintain it. Now, less transparent information increases the likelihood that consumers may make ill-informed choices and pay for services they do not need or do not receive. And obviously, less transparency also reduces competition by reducing pressure on retail providers to compete on the attributes of their services. They all look at each other's websites and offerings, so there it is. The ACCC stated a 3-month time frame for providers to implement this sort of transparency for upload speeds on the fixed line services and a 6 months for the fixed wireless. Now, with more and more people working from home using video call software, data sync platforms like OneDrive, Google Drive and Dropbox, upload has become a necessary part of home life. I, for one, do pay the extra to get the 40 upload speeds. And I don't want to go back to ADSL days when a YouTube video like this would upload overnight. Today, it's like a 20-minute task. So let me know below if your upload speeds are important to you and why. Next up, quick Optus update. The elevator pitch is that Optus is being dragged kicking and screaming to pay for the replacements of passports while still refusing to pay for replacements of driver licenses and only expressing some willingness to pay for the admin expenses of said ID. Furthermore, in a recent AFR interview, Optus chairman Paul O'Sullivan has demonstrated how much he knows about technology, and that looks to be very little, talking about how hard it is to manage 20 terabytes of customer data. Now, as I read that, I looked around my own room and noted that I had nearly double that on hard drives, and I bet many people have at least 1 terabyte of data at home. Most laptops come with 1 terabyte. Maybe not the best comparison, but I do have my data organized pretty well and fairly secure. At least I lock my doors. You may be wondering where the CEO of Optus is in all of this, probably working at another business. Well, Bayer Rosmarin, it turns out, was part-timing as the CEO of Optus. How nice, I can just part-time as the CEO of this, the CEO of that. As mentioned in an AFR article back in September, Rosmarin was looking after a bunch of other Singtel companies instead. And I think LinkedIn deserves an update, you know, pad up your resume. Lastly, Optus hasn't been the most communicative either, with many customers taking to social media to vent their frustrations, and rightly so, but they end up getting blocked by the telco or generally just ignored. Well done, Optus, you're doing a bang-up job. Now, for those who are sick and tired of hearing about cyber incidents, I will try and keep this short. According to a statement from the Harcourts Melbourne franchise office, has had a cyber incident this week. This time it was the rental property database, which holds personal information for landlords, tenants and trades. And on that disappointing note, we have to end this episode. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed today's episode, and I hope to see you all next week. Make sure you like this video if you did and subscribe to support us. Thanks and bye. And let me know what you guys think of the new shirt. I know you can't see it, but I just got it. It's nice. Bye.